Yeah, good afternoon all. So today we are going to discuss with your seventh program of your MATLAB that says develop a simple application with one edit text so that the user can write some text in it, create a button called as convert text to speech that converts the user input text into your voice. So they said that you need to create two components here. Okay, one component is your plain text. Okay, can anybody say what is the difference between your plain text and your text view? What is the difference between your plain text and text view? Yeah, anybody? What is the difference?
So in plain text we can take input, whereas in text view we can't.
Yeah, that's it. Text view is used only for display the content. That's it. Something like printf statement. So edit text or plain text is used to what? To take the input from the user. That's it. So here, as per the program, what you need to do is you need to create two components. So as I said that, okay, normally the program, what it says is creating an application for what? Converting the text, what you are going to enter to what? Your speech. That's it. So here, as per the particular question, whatever it is, I'm going to take three components. Okay, one is your text view. So just to display, the program is text to speech app anta. So just to display, the program is what? Text to speech application. So then I'm going to take one more component called as edit text. Okay, what exactly this particular edit text will do is it is used to read the particular text. That's it. And one more button component I'm taking. What the particular button component will do is as soon as I press that particular button component, whatever the text I entered, it has to convert your speech. Okay, so that's what your program, very simple it is it. So let me go to your design part first. Okay, so first and foremost thing is what you need to do. Tell me. So first and foremost thing is I said the layout has to be changed to what? The layout has to be changed to what I said. For all my programs, what is the layout I'm taking this? Yeah, what is the layout I'm taking? Relative layout. Okay, and here how many components I said? One text view I need. So just to say what exactly the application says. Okay, so whenever you take your relative layout, set your x-axis and your y-axis. So I can drag the component anywhere in my particular screen. That's it. So just I could go to your text view, and why this is used. Okay, so simple. Just say that this is used to text to speech application. So for that's what it is used. I can set all the other parameter like your size. So I'll set the size as 30 dp. Okay, and I can make it as the style want. If I make that one, say bold, I'll make. Okay, then I can make it center. So I just go for text alignment. Okay, I'll just make it as what? Center. And also I can set the color. So I'll just color black, I'll set. So this is all the things what I can set. So you can just here see text to speech application. Just to display what exactly your program is, and that's it, nothing else. Okay, I can also set the background of this particular color. Where I can set is in your layout, relative layout. So say simply press background, so it will display, and whichever color you want you can set. So you can see here white will be there, so you can go for custom and set whichever color you want. See, I'll set some light color. Yeah, and what component else I need? Okay, so two components, main component as per the question. Which are those? One is your edit text to enter the text, and one more thing is your button, right? So what do you mean by edit text is nothing but your plain text. So just drag and drop that component. As soon as I drag and drop that component, what should I do is I'll just set my y-axis and x-axis to place my component anywhere on my screen. And here it is just saying name. So I want to remove that. So what I can do is I can just go to your code part, and whatever text is there, so I'll just remove that particular text. Let it be empty, null. So that time what happens, nothing will be there. Okay, but if you want to provide some particular what exactly that is used for hint and everything, so you can have that particular hint. Just press hint. So it will just say what exactly you're doing is you're entering the text. Enter the text. I'll give that, and I can increase the size of that. Just give size, it will display there itself. I'll just give 30 dp. Okay, Then color you can set. I'll set black color. Then I can set the style of that. Okay, I'll just make it as bold. And also, if you want, you can make it as italic. Means press this pipe button and just say I italic. You can print that also. Okay, and what else? Text alignment. Okay, I can make it as center. Okay, so here, so let's go to edit text. See, it is displaying why it is used to enter the text. See, if it is not able to move, you are not set your x-axis properly. See, enter the text. And what is the one more component you need as per this? What is the one more component? So they said create one edit text so that user can write some text in it. I have done. What is one more thing? Create a button called as convert text to speech. So now what I need to do is I need to create one button. You just click the button over here and towards right, just drag and drop the particular button component and set what your x-axis and your y-axis. Okay, and drag and drop here. Yeah, and if I can change the properties here itself, or I can go here and I can change the parameters. And for edit text, I need to refer the particular edit text in my Java code, right? So I need the ID. So I'll just create the ID as edit text itself for your edit text component. For your button, let it be button only. So why it is used? Why it is used? It is used for text to speech converter. I'm just giving what exactly the text it indicates. I can set the size of that. Okay, so just give 28 dp, less than that. Okay, color black I'll give. If I want to make it as center, text alignment, I'll just make it as what center, and style bold if I want to make. Okay, let's give bold. Okay, so this is your design part. Any doubt until here? So one edit text and one is your button. So what exactly I has to do the program is, as soon as I click this particular button, whatever text you enter, right, has to be converted to what your speech. Has to be converted to your speech. Okay, so next we'll go to your Java part. Okay, I want to set some variables, right, for the components whatever I used. What is the component I used here? Which is the component I need to refer in your Java part? As per this, which are the components I need to refer in your Java part? Which components I need to refer in your Java part? Yeah, anybody? Which component I need to refer in your Java part? Okay, tell me guys, which component I should do? Which component I need to refer? Which component I need to refer?
Button and plain text.
Yeah, button and plain text. So I'll just use for button. Okay, I'll set some variable called as something like b1, and for your it will not be the plain text, it will be something called as edit text. So I'll just create e1. That's it. And here what happens is, in order to convert your text to speech, there is particular class. There is one particular class called as text to speech class. So by this particular text to speech class itself, you can convert the text to what your speech. So I just want to create what the text to speech class. So first and foremost step, what I'll do is I'll create an object for that particular text to speech class. See, not type everything. See, as soon as I press text to speech, see only it is displaying. So just click on that, and I can create an object for that. So I'll just create some object called as t1. That's it. So the variable setting is being done. And now what exactly I need to do is I need to refer that particular component in your XML in your Java. So that can be done by what? That can be done by a method called as find view by ID. Okay, first and foremost thing I'll just do for your button. So what is the object? What is the variable I created for your button? B1. How do I refer the component in your Java part? Find view by ID. So just don't type everything. See, just as soon as you press find view by ID, it will display. Then you need to pass r.id. How I refer the particular button? See only displays. How? By using the button itself. The ID is button only. See in your XML part, you can just check it out. The ID for the button, whatever I created, okay, button itself. For edit text, what I've done is edit text itself. So I'll just go to your Java part. I've done right. Now I'll refer the component E1. Okay. So the object for your edit text, the variable for your edit text is what? E1. Okay. And if I want to refer here, I'll just use find view by ID method. R.id dot what is the variable name? ID name edit text. In the same way, which is a main class I've created is text to speech. Okay, so here what I should do is I need to create one particular listener. Okay, so only simple it is it. So I need to create one particular listener. Okay, for your text to speech that is called as init listener. What is a particular so they said that for your text to speech class I need to instantiate an object and specify the init listener. So what exactly this will do is this init listener, whatever you type text in your edit text, it has to listen and it has to speak out. Okay, for that which method is used? Init listener method is used. So see here. So for that I need to create that one. So how do I create and receive the object for your text to speech I've created is T1. So equal to new text to speech constructor get application context new text to speech on init listener. So this is the instantiate object I've created. This is the object init listener I'll create. As soon as I create this particular method, see automatically the run method will be created, init method will be created. It's a simple thing. What I should do is I'll just go to my code part. See, the object for your text to speech is what? The object for your text to speech is T1. Getting or not? Equal to new. Okay, I'll just use the constructor. What is the constructor for your text to speech? Text to speech itself. Get application context. Get that particular context. And here, what is the thing you are creating is new text to speech. What I said already on init listener. So this is the particular method that is being created on init. Why it is used on init. So see, you not type everything. As soon as I press new, it is going to display on init listener method will be created. It's going to override that one. Okay, what exactly this will be is an action listener. That's it. It is an action listener. So the action listener, what you are creating for your text to speech class is which one here? On init listener. So what exactly you do? Whenever you type any text, okay, in which one? In your edit text, it has to listen that one and it has to speak out. So for that one, on init is used. That's it. Hope you're clear. And you can just see only one parameter is being passed to that. That is your status. So this is going to automatically render as soon as I create this particular method is going to automatically render that particular which one here on init method. That's it. So here what you need to do is you need to check whatever the status you are entered is correct or not. So for that I'll use one if loop. If status it is not equal to text to speech dot error. So what exactly it do is it is going to check whether it is not having any error, whether it is not error, whatever the particular text to speech it doesn't have any error. That's it. The status whatever it is it doesn't have any error. So at that time what exactly I need to do? See here. So here what exactly the text to speech will do is the text to speech what exactly it do is a constructor. Is a constructor. Okay. So why it is used? In order to convert your text to your speech. Okay, for that I am just creating what? I'm creating what? An actional listener called as what? Init. So on init method is created. So here only the parameter what I pass is status. So here what exactly I am doing is whatever the text I entered, whether it is having no errors, no, not equal to. Whenever it is having no error, okay, normally what exactly you need to do is you need to specify what language you are using. So for that, okay, you can just see here. So to specify the properties for text to speech object such as its language, okay, which method is used in the set language. So set language, what does it do? The language can be set. Whatever language you want, that particular language can be set by which method? Set language method. By which one? A local dot. It is going to display n number of particular languages, whatever it is. A simple thing. What is the object for a text to speech? T1. So T1 dot set language is a method. Set language is a method. So by using your local, see, whichever the language you want, you can specify that one. Local.uk is there, France, China, this one. Okay, everything is there. So what I select is UK, I'll select, that's it. So I'll select what? UK. Hope you're clear. Okay. Hope you're clear with this UK language as it. You can set any language. Okay, normal US language or whatever it is. So set language is a method. Why it is used? It is used to set which language the speech, whatever you're converting, to which language. So local.uk asset, that's it. It's going to display. See, once again, I'll show. So as soon as you give set language, so just you press local. So it is going to display all the languages, whatever it is there. You can see, you can see this all different types of languages. So I'll select which one here, English, France, China, everything. So I'll just select UK, that's it. Hope you're clear with this. Hope you're clear with this. Okay, now what I should do, okay, so I'll just semicolon here. Okay, so now what I should do is, as soon as I press that particular button, so what should happen is, as soon as I press this particular button, it has to convert whatever the text I'm entering, right, into what? Into a speech. So for that, what happens is, I'm writing a on-click listener method for which one? For your button. Okay, so what is the object I've created for your button variable? What is the variable I've created is B1. Okay, date dot set on click listener. Okay, again, how do I set? New view on click listener. So the method on click is created. So here I need to write the code for what? Converting which one? Converting your text to speech. So before that, what I'll do is, so I'll just use your string class. Okay, and I'll just take an object called as toSpeak. Okay, equal to, okay, what is the edit text object I created is variable E1. Okay, dot get text, I'll convert to string. Why I'm doing this? Because in your Java, what happens is, you cannot perform any operation on your text. So what you do is, E1, what is E1 is a variable for which one? Which component? E1 is a variable for your edit text. So what I'm going to enter in your edit text, okay, I'm converting into your string. Why? Because in your Java, you cannot perform any operation on your text. And whatever the text you are copied, right? Okay, that is being stored in a particular, you are just making a reference to which variable? You are making a reference to which one? toSpeak. That's it. You are making a reference to which one here? toSpeak. Okay, now after that, what I'll do is, by using an object for your text to speech, okay, I'll use a method called as speak. I'll use a method called as speak. For that, I need to pass 4 parameters. What is the character sequence and where exactly the text is being stored, and what is a queue method, and that and all. So 4 parameters. See, speak. Okay, so here whatever you read, it is being stored in which variable? toSpeak. So I'll just use that one, toSpeak, comma, again text to speech dot, it is going to display that only, qflush. Okay, why it is used there? It is used to remove the unnecessary data after finishing. So once it's going to convert the text to your speech, it's going to remove, it's going to flush the particular buffer. Okay, it is going to flush and place it to what? Place it to null. That's it. Automatically it comes. That's it. So you have nothing your program will do. So that's it. So this is your program. Any difficulties here? Only you need to remember is, what is the class I'm creating is text to speech. And for this particular text to speech, what is the method? What is the instantiation object I'm creating is init listener. Notice, I'm just creating which one here? Init listener. That's it. Init listener. It's going to create the method, and I'm checking the status. Whether if it is not having any error, what I'll do is I'll set the language by using which method? Set language. And which language you want to set by using your local object.uk. That's it. After that, I'm writing a set on click listener for which one here? Button. So as soon as I press that particular button, what should happen is, you should convert your string. So for that, I'm using a method called as which one? Speak. Okay, before that, what I'll do is, whatever text I entered in your edit text, I'm converting into a string and placing in a variable or object called as toSpeak. See, whenever I speak, what happens is, whatever the text is there, right? toSpeak, in that it is there, is going to convert into a speech, not speak. Okay, it is going to speak that one, and once it's going to do that, it is going to flush the data, flush the buffer to which one here? Null. That's it. Okay, so now I'll just use your play button. I'll use your play button. and run your program. So here what I'll do, what exactly happens is, as you're using your virtual emulator, Nodi, so you got your this one. So I'll just type something here. Good afternoon. See, I'll just press text to speech. You are able to hear anything? You're not able to hear anything. Why? Because this is your virtual emulator. This is your virtual emulator. So whenever you want to check your output in any particular Android device and everything, so what you can do is you can just create an APK file. You can create an APK file and you can transfer that particular APK file to any particular Android devices. You can just pass a particular APK file to any Android devices. How to do that one there? So just concentrate, guys. So here you can just see right in this particular menu bar, go for your build. Then you can just see a build bundle APK, build or bundle APK. Just press build APK. Just press what? Build APK. Okay. So once you do that, so it's going to download that. Okay, and that particular downloaded APK file, whatever it is, and you see, once you do that, you're going to get at after downloading, see here, the APK file is what? See, it's going to say locate. So here you can just see at the bottom of your screen. So just press that particular locate. So just press the particular locate. Notice in your Android Studio project, in your build, in your APK, in your debug file, the APK file will be stored. And if you want to check the output of that, see what you can do is you can transfer this. I'll transfer to that particular group. See what you can do is simply what you do is this APK file, whatever you get, right? The APK file, whatever you get, you transfer in some particular with your friends or whatever it is. 1 second. So I've shared here the APK file. I'll just forward that. Thank you. So just what you do is you click on this. Somebody try this one here. Anybody will try this, guys? Yeah, just open the particular link, whatever I sent. Just open that link. Anybody doing that? Yeah, anybody doing that, guys? Yeah, who will do it? Just respond. Who is going to open that APK file? Yeah, just give respond somebody. Hello. Yeah, somebody just open that particular file. Vishwanath?
Yes.
Yeah, just you download that particular file, guy. Anybody, any yeah. So what you can do is, so as soon as you download that particular thing, okay, so you're going to get that particular output screen on your this one. See, I'll just show that one.
Yes, now working.
Yeah, open and just click on that. Yeah, see now I'll just download that one. So I get the same output screen. So what I'll do is I'll enter some text. See, I'll just enter something like hi. Hi Vishwanath, and I'll press just enter.
Hi Vishwanath.
You heard?
Hi Vishwanath.
You're hearing that?
Hi Vishwanath.
Why you're not getting that particular output here? Why? Because it's a virtual emulator. It's a virtual emulator, so I'm not getting. So this particular screen, whatever it is, I got here. See, the same screen, whatever it is, the same screen, whatever I'm getting here. See, same screen I've got here. That's it. So this is a way how I can build my APK files and everything, or how I can transfer the APK files and everything. You got the output?
Yes, sir.
You tried it? Vishwanath, you tried?
Thank you.
You just
Thank
You are able to.
yeah, you need to install And one more thing, what I would like to say you is